Hey there, welcome back to the table. Um, Wanted to address one question. Somebody thought that maybe I had a town that was just sitting here on the edge of the map, and I wanted to point out that that is the Canary Islands, and it is an actual town for Spain at the start of the game, and then Portugal actually has one as well in Madeira. So don't forget when you set up your towns to put that there, of course. Okay, we're going to start this new round, and we got Poland starting off with unrest, which they do have plenty. So they're going to get to remove two. So we're going to take the high tax one first. And then we'll do a K here. Oh, I also forgot to add somebody affiliated with the development of this game. I don't know exactly who, they are in the grand scheme of things. Contacted me and asked me about feedback for the bots. So I did give some feedback, and for the most part, what was explained to me is like some of the things that I, viewed to be, wonky, are by design. So, for example, I asked why the NPRs don't roll three dice against the bots like they do against us. So if there's a single province NPR, they just roll one die. And they explained that it was to simplify the game. I mean, for me, rolling three dice all the time is simple. Having to remember two different set of rules was not as simple, but I definitely understood their point. I mean, they're just trying to simplify it, that just look at the tax value and roll the dice. And then I also asked about the fight to the death. And they explained that they don't fight to the death against a bot because, again, they wanted it to be simple. Just roll once and you're done. So they were trying to speed up the game, and I don't blame them for that. I mean, how many hours are we playing this, and we're still near done? So there's like, I don't have any criticism whatsoever about any of the responses. I'm sharing this with you because I wanted you to know that you know, I mean, first of all, I don't think there was ever any doubt that they put a lot of thought into these questions, but it just helps in case you're playing your game and you're asking these questions. Now, I asked about AustriaBot as the HRE owner, if because England now has taken the Netherlands, they're inside the HRE. So when is Austria going to declare war on England and take it back? And the answer is there's really nothing in the bot's logic to tell it to do that. The bot really does trash the HRE. Like, it doesn't have anything that changes that's specific to Austria to make it, go after England and do this. Now, if you were a human player, you have every right to declare war, to kick them out of the HRE, and you would even get a whole bunch of manpower from all the elector states to support you in doing that. So, that's wonky, but they admitted that it simplified things. And again, this is a complex game. I mean, I got plenty of rules wrong as I've been learning, and that does simplify the game. But now that I don't know, feeling like I'm getting a hang of it, a very good hang of it, I sort of want the Austria bot to be more like an emperor. But it is what it is, and there's no reason you can't house rule it. But because I also asked, well, would this be considered having invaders? Since he's the emperor, and every one of these provinces is part of the HRE, since the HRE is his, can he count this as an invader? Which means that whenever they do their decision tree, and it says, is under attack by enemies or rebels, can you answer yes to this because the HRE is under attack? So then he can go to defend and then defend the HRE. The answer is no. That's not the intention. And, they definitely understood the question and understood why I had this zeal for doing it. But I think the most important thing that came out of it was over here. The events. They actually have something that's uploaded to Board Game Geek that goes through every one of these events and tells you how to resolve them. So in the case where you have the plague and you have to pick an area and an area adjacent, they basically just said everybody just pays 2 ducats. All players at the table pays 2 ducats, and then plague is resolved. So some of the suggestions are so radical you don't even read the card. You just like do something, and everybody just has to pay two ducats. Keep moving. Game done. I don't know if I have a problem with that. Again, I have no criticisms. I mean, I personally like, and I spoke with somebody on the Discord channel, and they said that they thought it would be best if it's not in the solo rulebook to do this, but they did agree that you should pick an area that would cause the most damage to another player. So, for example, if Ottomans had the plague, they, obviously this is not a real player. This is just an DNPR. But if they put the plague here, yeah, it affects their one town, but it would affect two towns over here. So therefore, yeah, you would put the plague here for the bot, so that way it does the most damage possible to the player next to them. And actually, instead of using that example, this is the perfect example. Put the plague here, impact one of your towns, and then impact two towns over here for Poland. And now actually Austria's in the mix. So Austria could do plague here. It impacts one single town, and then over here, two towns. Or here, two towns. In fact, they even get Constantinople to shrink if it's the plague. So that is, in my opinion, a better path. Although, if you don't want to make those decisions for the bot, because there is no cardinal rule, like I said, they have this thing uploaded on BGG. You could print it out, and it will tell you what to do with every event. I don't have it printed out, and I'm not planning on using it. I feel like the game's going just fine, and when I come across those situations where I'm picking areas, I'm going to do the one that maximizes damage to the other player, and not just do the lowest tax base and then alphabetical order. Although that would have worked here, like, because this is a B and this is a low tax base, it doesn't always work all the time. Like, if this had a Z, then I may have picked Zagreb over here, right? And then now I'm affecting, multiple areas, so the bot's just hurting themselves. Okay. Keep going. Let's play. So the bot did 2 unrest. And I forgot. Did I move the cubes? I did not. So move 1 cube over. And then we're going to discard a military. And now we go to Ottomans. They're going to do a naval. Discard another military. And the good news here, well, they had a ship get destroyed, so they're just going to put one back out. Maybe they didn't have one destroyed. So it's either going to go here or here. This is between 2 trade nodes, so they're going to choose here and bump us out. Like so. I'm planning on moving out of Seville anyways. So in the video game, you absolutely want a merchant at Seville because everything funnels back to Seville. But in this game, it's actually a little better to be in the foreign areas because there's not as much money to be made here as there is out there. So I may end up moving out. It's a matter of actions. I need more actions. Okay, so they're going to do that, and then they're going to draw an event. Or, I'm sorry, a trade. So here you can see Bordeaux, Baltic Sea, Astrakhan. Bordeaux is nothing. Baltic Sea, nothing. And Astrakhan. So nobody does anything. Okay, moving on to France. Oh, my apologies. We just ended a round, didn't we? Yes. So when we ended the round, we were supposed to resolve the Italian wars. So score 2 points for controlling the Papal Curia, and that would have been France. So they scored 2 points. They're right back up in it. Then, if France, Castile, or Austria has town in less than 2 of the areas, they lose 3. I know for sure I'm losing 3. And then we just got to look here. So these are the areas in question. Nobody has any towns in either of these. France has 3 towns in this one, so they're immune. And I'm just going to move these markers off. And there's Austria has 1 town, but I don't think they counted. And then here, England has many towns. So who was the list of countries again? So Austria had 1, but not 2. So Austria is going to lose 3. And France is going to gain 3, so France is now in the lead. Oh, I'm sorry. Nope, Austria has a whole bunch here. So they do not lose 3. Okay, so we have all those in place. So now the next card goes into effect. It's not active, meaning it's not over here yet, but we get to know what it's going to be. So it's a struggle for the Balkans. The player with the highest total of units in the battleground area scores 3. If Ottomans or Austria has less than 6 towns and Poland less than 4, they lose 3. So this is like a battle they have to do. So Hungarian Plain, Royal Hungary, Dalmatia, Croatia, Serbia, and Moldavia. Okay, so Hungarian Plain. Do I have a town out here that I should... This town should not be here. Austria, you cheater. Okay, Hungarian Plain. The Royal Hungarian. Serbia. Dalmatia. I don't remember the rest. Okay. Hungarian Plain, Royal Hungary, Dalmatia, Croatia, Serbia, and Moldavia. I remember Dalmatia. Oh, Croatia. Where is Moldavia? Right here. So one more. We'll just put it there. Okay. So that's the new area. And they need to have at least 6 towns. So you can see right here, Austria has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a 6th one here, and a 7th one there, an 8th one here. I mean, they have more than enough. For Poland, they need to have 4, and they already have 4 right here, just in this spot. So they match it. The one that's losing out on this is the Ottomans. So the Ottomans would need to declare war and move into those areas. Okay, moving on. It is our turn, and we have a million things I want to do. This card, all of them are great cards. We need to get them out. We need to get them going. Even this card's a great card. My concern is we're just going to run out of actions. So one of the things, though, is the Ottomans gave us these claims, and I think I want to make the most of it. Now, I do have all this unrest, and so I could spend 1, 2, 3, 4 cubes to just get rid of unrest, but then that makes it so I can't necessarily do army stuff. Or I just declare war on the Ottomans and just get it done. And then that would kill their ship here as well. It does mean that the Ottomans could, using their big line of ships, they could transport themselves and start taking our territories. So I need to be careful. And if I declare war on the Ottomans, they do have a massive army. I don't. I got this piddly little army. So for now, I think I'm just going to hold on to the claims and maybe make sure I research cannons or something first. But I have a lot of internal development that I think we can do. And one of them, of course, is this central authority, which lets me raise the stability 3 points at a cost of 3 each, which is cheaper than 5. So I am going to play this card for 2 and 2. So 2 of these, and let's get that out of the way. And 2 ducats. Done. And unfortunately, that's our whole turn. So we come back around. England goes. They're going to convert. They do have some conversions to do. This one is N. That is F. This goes away. Oh, I also asked them, when exactly does the army leave? And they said when there's no unrest and they're at peace. They're at peace right now, but there's unrest, so therefore it doesn't leave. The army token. Alright, this is going to go away. So they're going to get rid of their diverse faiths, which is a good move on their part. And they do score 2 points for that. And that's it. And it cost them a cube. Coming over to here. How on earth do they have so many cubes spent? Did I just not set them up? There we go. Alright, let's go. Idea. We're going to roll a die. They already have a lot of ideas. So they're doing pretty good in that department. A 2 is on the left panel. And so they're going to take one of these. I got to go roll again. 1, 2, 3 is on the bottom, by the way. So let's clone this. And now they're going to take tolerance. So that gives them 2 points. Oh, not them. Them. And no, they don't get to remove unrest or do any of this stuff. The text doesn't apply to them. Alright, so that's done. Oh, that's on this side. So they now have 2 of them. I did something wrong. Because they still only have 2. They have 1 over here and 2 there. And yet I have it marked here that they had 2. Oh, I know. Maybe one of them got taken out at the end of the age. So they still only have 2. So I'm leaving it right here at 2. Okay, Poland. They do an idea. That costs them 3 cubes. Just going to drop that up there. We're going to roll. It's going to be on the left side, and they always take the one that hasn't been taken. So there's no more rolls. So they're going to take Inquisition, and they get 2 points. Now we go to the Ottomans. Diplomacy, and right there, war. They would have marched right into our area. 1, 2, and 3. Where do they have cubes? They got a ton of cubes here. So 2 or more cubes means that they're going to get an alliance. And they can't add any more cubes there, so no additional cubes get added. This is like a pattern. They put the alliance, and then the round ends, and then they lose the alliance. Okay, France. They are going to convert. They would have converted this one. There's nothing to convert. So instead they're going to focus on war. But it's not going to be war. Instead it's going to be politics. And I'm assuming they get their cubes back. We're going to find out real quick. So we're going to come over here. And politics has already been taken. So they don't get the cubes back. What they do get is 3 points. And they are leading the game at the moment. Okay, so we got this central authority down. It says for 3 of these cubes, I can increase my stability by 1. So there we go. I'm just going to move my armies over here. So we're at 1 stability right now. And it might be considered a waste, but I'm going to get all the way up to +3 stability. Okay. England. 1 cube for military. Discard a card. What are they going to do? God only knows. So let's roll. I got a 4, and I'm going to roll again. Another 4. So the military chart goes to Ireland, and then after Ireland, Flanders and Wall. So now we got to roll again. After Flanders and Wall, a 6 goes to Lower Saxony. Yeah, that's in their targets. So Lower Saxony is going to get whatever treatment. At war, no. Oh, I'm sorry, they had a claim. So we check to see if claim number 4 happens. That's a 5. That's a 1. Okay, no claim. So now we gotta roll. Yeah. I'm gonna just assume the same roll as before. So what happens is they get a claim on Lower Saxony, which is one of these. This one. Is it an opponent? No. Yes. Yes. So they're going to declare war. Spend a cube and recruit 9 units. Just like that. Alright. Austria. Papalcuria. Going to cost them 2 cubes. And they discard one of those. And what they're going to do is they're going to just add a cube on the end. So they're now in charge. Okay, Poland. Military, as if they needed to go to war. Okay, Poland. Oh, my apologies. I've been drawing cards for Poland, and that's not the case. They got to do this. First of all, this should never happen. That rebellion, as soon as that guy showed up, this should have been a battle. So let's get that resolved. That's a miss. So he's gone. And they would have sieged. So for 1 cube, I'm assuming I put back their 2 cubes. For 1 cube, they would have sieged that. So my apologies there. I needed to be more aware of the state of the board. Okay. Oh, and then when the Ottomans went, they would not have drawn that trade card. They would have killed that pirate. So my apologies there as well. I mean, the good news is the trade card didn't do anything. So technically, it's at the top of the deck. And I'll just put it right back. Ottomans have spent more than they have. So they're going to go grab an event. Let's roll. A 5 means they're going to do their own event, which is not there. They're not at war, so they're going to take the leftmost one. They're going to take religious turmoil. And the new one is disputed succession. Okay, the pluses get sick. And thankfully, oh, this guy dies. That stinks. We lost our administrative guy. I do have one in my hand still. Not a very powerful one. But it does work. Okay, getting back over to here. This is the Ottomans that have taken this, which is a weird one. All Catholic PRs that have 2 or more Protestant areas, and all Protestant PRs that have 2 Catholic areas, Each affected gains 2 unrest and must add 4 rebellions in one of their affected areas, and 1 unrest and 2 in another affected area. Affected PRs may pay 4 to research the tolerance idea. I don't know if anybody's affected. I mean, there's Protestantism, but it's not in anybody's area. It's all in NPR areas so far. There was one here, but France converted them back. So we're okay. That doesn't impact anybody. So when that happens, they get a cube. Now, we're going to roll for unrest. And that actually stinks because I should have spent the 4 cubes to get rid of my unrest before that happened. We didn't have to do the stability right away. So, darn it. So we're going to roll 2 cubes for where Aragon is. Oh, look at that. They both get flipped for free. And then these 2 cubes here. 2 ducats, and another one gets flipped for free. Alright, we just got helped a lot. Oh, I tried to roll it. Alright, and then 2 ducats. Now we're going to do everybody else. Ottomans are solid. Poland is 5 dice. They're going to lose a cube, and one of them is going to flip back. It'll be this one. Austria looks fine. England is for sure 5, and France is 1. Let's do France. They're going to lose a cube, and England. 1 gets restored, and they're going to lose a cube. So France loses a cube. England loses a cube. And 1 gets restored. I think it's going to be Breda. Right there. Okay. We're not done. Now Protestantism spreads, and it's per blob. So now that these are all connected, it's considered 1 blob. So it's just going to spread once. It's going to go into Austria. And the reason it's going into Austria, because it begins with an A. So, alright. Continuing on. Yep, now we're done. So they did their event, now it's to France. They will convert, or papal curia. There's no conversion necessary for them, because we just checked that before. The papal curia, they will clone their cube. We're going to kill an Austrian one. Done. Now it's to us. So I was going to spend all those cubes to get rid of unrest, and now I only have unrest in 1 place. I am not as interested. So I think I'm going to just keep barreling with this action. So I'm going to spend 3 more cubes to get the stability to +2. Not going to score any points this round, but we're going to get the stability up to 3. Oh, and my apologies. Doing what I did, we used this action twice. Alright, England. They're actually at war? Did they declare war? Yeah, they did. I just forgot to put it out there. So they're at war. So let's see what they do. They're going to convert. It costs 1. They actually will do that because they have this guy. They can get rid of that, and that scores England 2 points. I think convert actually gets rid of some unrest. Let me check. It may not. Nope, they just scored two. All right. Austria, military, two. Oh gosh. Now what are they going to do? All right, let's just roll. I don't think they have any claims on the board, do they? They do have a claim. It didn't match that claim. So now they're going to roll a 1, and I'm going to roll again a 3. So we're going to check their chart. A 1 is the owner of Brescia, and a 3 is Franciacorta. So where is Brescia? Dang it. Why don't I know where Brescia is? Oh, here it is. So this is actually the first one, so that did come up. And yeah, they're declaring war on that. So Austria is joining the fray. And war. Now you could ask, okay, what are they declaring war on? Well, I think everybody. Why not? They have the strength. And then they spend a cube to recruit. Okay, Poland is down to 2 cubes. So they're going to grab an event. Roll a die. They got a 4. So this is 1, 2, 3. So 4 is they're going to grab an opponent's event. So which one do they grab? We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're going to grab the French one, which puts money on like that. Because there's money on this one, they gain a cube. Alright, so when they grab one that belongs to another player, they always go with option B. So the Wars of Religion. Add a Protestant token, 3 unrest, and 3 armies, revolutionary armies, in any French area. France loses an unrest, which basically they lose a stability, which gives them an unrest, and they get a rebellion on Paris. Holy cow. Alright, so where would they do this? It's going to be the highest tax province, because this is their enemy. So, first of all, they have unrest in Paris, or rebellion, and then this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be Orleans, that area. So they're going to get 3 tokens, if I read it correctly, and then 2 of these are going to flip. And since Ottomans are selecting, they would pick the highest tax one first, and then alphabetical order. So those 2 have unrest. Let's make sure I did it right. Yeah, 3. Oh, 3 unrest. Oh my gosh. So all 4 of them are going to be in unrest. So they get 3 from the event, and then the 4th one's because of the loss of stability. Although technically the loss of stability goes anywhere, not just there. So this is a C. That's an A. So loss of stability would be that one. Wow. This is supposed to be France's event? Okay, so France could have gotten the tolerance idea if it was this way. But instead, the Huguenots are massacred. France loses another stability and must exhaust 2 manpower, and they gain 1 cube. Wow, that's a really cruel one for the Ottomans to do. So they lose another stability, so that means that one flips. And they lose 2 manpower, which I guess I'm going to just represent by killing 2 cubes. Okay, well that was something. That was definitely something. Holy cow. Alright, what comes up next? The last jousting tournament. They can pay 4 ducats to gain 1, a point and 2 cubes. Who provides battle dice to their ruler. So it would be like it's a ruler. Or flip all marriages on their NPR. That's a -3 points, by the way. Ooh, that's not a fun event either. Okay, moving on to France. They now have people attacking them. So they're going to do a defend. And yeah, they're rolling in to quell the rebels. Rebel. So 3 of them roll. 1, 2 hits. So France loses 2. But the rebels are now dealt with. Okay, so they at least got the rebels out of there. Now it goes to us. I'm going to keep going. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to finish our card of Central Authority. And we now have a stability of 3. And that means we're going to lose an unrest every round. We're going to gain 2 extra ducats. And we're going to be able to take any 2 monarch cubes we want. That's fantastic. Alright, keep going. England. They are at war, but they have less than 4 cubes, so they don't keep going. So they're going to go for an event. Rolled a 4, so they're going to go for an opponent's event, which is this one. Alright, so let's see what happens here. The League of Schmalkalden. They're going to choose option B. Not the Emperor's business. Your Emperor loses 2 and 1 Imperial Authority, and you gain 2. Actually, that was a real good move on England's part. And they're going to gain 2 cubes out of the deal, which is actually going to give them more actions. And I did remember to move them. Yep. So we have 3 of them on the verge of passing, but nobody's passed yet. Austria has less cubes than they spent, but they're at war. Oh, hold on. I thought they were at war. Yes, they're at war. So, we're going to draw. Unrest or spy? Oh, since they're at war, they're going to spy. That little black part at the bottom happens when they're at war. It trumps what's up here. Spy usually means they just put unrest on something. They're at war, but not with an opponent. They are at war with an NPR. Yeah, so instead they're going to go to military. And military is pretty simple. They're going to move, and crush and destroy. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 NPRs there if they were at war with all of them. Here's 5. That's 2 hits. I'm sorry, that was 6 of them. Here's 9. Man, they only took 2 hits out of that whole thing. Man, they are crushing it now. Alright, let's get some stuff out of the way. First of all, this cube is going to go away. France's cube is going to go away. Move everything aside. I'm going to assume a peace treaty here. So I'm going to take their claim back. And we're going to get 2 big towns out for them. The other one goes there. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little towns. That's insanity. Now, because they're going to get rid of their peace or their claim, these two will flip, but all these are going to be at unrest. And he's there, and France still has a claim in the area. Yeah, Austria is doing fantastic. No doubt about it. Poland still has less cubes. I think they're going to pass. Yep, they are the first to pass. They will get 2 cubes and retain the first player token. Ottomans have more cubes than they spent. They're going to do a military. I don't think they have any claims on the board. Nope, they got 1. So let's roll. Didn't match their claims. They're going to roll again. A 5 and roll again just in case. 3. So the 5 takes them to Kastamonu, and a 3 would take them to Kurdistan. So let's figure out where Kastamonu is. I wanted to say it was here, but it's not. Where the heck is Kastamonu? Oh my gosh, is it all the way down here? Oh, they have a claim of 4. Did I roll a 4? If I did, that's where they would declare war again. I think I did. When I rolled, I was looking for a 1. I think I rolled a 4. Alright, well, they're at war then. They don't need to do a recruit. Okay, France. They're going to spend a cube to defend. And move over. And they're going to fight once. 1 gets killed. Now it goes to us. I don't have 2 cubes here to get this development out. So we'll do that later. I got a lot going on though. I have a ton of military cubes. So for example, I can kill a pirate. What I want to do instead is I'm going to get naval traditions out. That's going to cost me one of these cubes and 2 ducats. And I keep forgetting about this, but the number of ships you can build is based on how many ports you have. So, for example, I can build 1, 2, 3, 4 at the beginning of the game, which is still plenty. Now I have a bunch more ports, but you have to be mindful of that. I have an unrest here. I need to take care of that. Alright. England. Gonna draw another card. They will do a military action. They are at war. They're gonna move. So the army that's here will move 1, 2. And I probably should get clarification, because when you have a whole bunch of provinces in an area like this, the claim is for the area, but who exactly are they declaring war on? I mean, you could argue it's just alphabetical order, and they're going to do 1 at a time, but really they have the capacity to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So Makes the game harder on me, so why not? So 3 deaths for them. And they have it all conquered. They don't have it all sieged yet, though. Oh, you know what? Austria doesn't have it all sieged yet either. I should retract, because they only have 2 cubes. So they were only able to siege one of these. My apologies. These are not yet sieged. They're out of cubes. They don't have enough cubes to siege the other ones. They were only able to siege the big town. So this might be why they shouldn't declare war on everything. So here they declared war on Genoa. You could argue, if you follow the alphabetical thing, they only declared war on Brescia, but we're going to do Genoa here, which they own this town. It's a capital, actually, but they also own that one. They also own one way over here somewhere. I think Crimea. Okay, so I gotta back it up a bit. The claim would stay out there still. Yeah, they were only able to take one town. Poland passed. Ottomans. Even though they're at war, they don't do anything. Ottomans are going to pass. So they gain a cube. France has to spend 2 cubes to siege Paris. Get that off the board. It gets to us. We get to do things. Alright, so we could explore over here in India, but we got to get ships there. And I think the explore action lets me move a ship. Let me check. Yeah, you may move 1 light ship. The risk I have is if I move a light ship into an area where there's a pirate, it could get sunk when it's just 1 light ship. Here, there's nowhere to explore. I actually do want to finish filling this in. I would like this to get a little more powerful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this light ship and I'm going to put it up here in North America. So it's at least in the northwestern Atlantic. So now I can explore any of this. So we're going to explore this part of North America. I think I did pay a cube. Maybe I didn't. The cube goes there. There we go. We rolled a 1. So we finally get a claim out. And I'm going to go right on New England. Okay, moving on. I did get both of these. I was going to say England is done. They are going to pass. They are the 3rd to pass. Austria is done. They are going to do an event. And that is the Polish event there. Alright, so they want to do an opponent's event, and so they're going to take the Poland one. That's an interesting option. Pacta Conventa. Succumb to the Shim. Poland loses 2 points and 10 ducats. And must exhaust 6 manpower. Poland may remove 1 unrest. You gain 1. The Council of Trent. Okay, so Austria is going to gain a cube. Poland. They're losing ducats. So when they're losing ducats, they lose 1 per 10. It is rounded up. I keep forgetting about that. So if they lose any amount of ducats, they lose a cube. I gotta remember that. But anyways, Poland loses a cube. I'm not going to worry about the manpower because as soon as the round ends, they're going to get it back. And they're going to remove an unrest. And lose 2 points. They are losing miserably. Okay, after Austria goes to the Ottomans, they're at war. Oh, no, they passed. It's only Austria, France, and us. France is going to do an event. And I forgot to do this. Excuse me for that. They're taking the middle one. So this one's looking like a lot of money for us. They're doing option B. Select a Catholic PR with a ruler who provides battle dice and adds sickness to their ruler. So that's us. Oh man, they're going to cause our ruler to die, aren't they? Yes, they are. Okay, our dude died. That blows. Okay, so since our dude died, we now have the interregnum, which is a 1/1/1 and causes all kinds of problems. We can't go to war, all that stuff. Then a cardinal dies, and the vassals thing happens to us. That's not going to be good. Okay, so who is this? This is France. So they're going to kill an Austrian cardinal. This vassal thing is going to hurt us. You have to have less cubes than an opponent, or with less cubes than half of their vassals there. Pick one area with the highest amount of vassals, gain unrest in that area and all of the vassal locations, and place rebels equal to tax value of the provinces with unrest. The active player gains unrest as normal if affected, but don't place any. Okay. This happens to everybody, but I'm the only one with a vassal. And it's Portugal. I have 3 here for a 4 tax base, but I have 1, 2, 3 there. Did they say tax base? Where'd it go? Oh, we're doing the symbol. Highest amount of vassals. So it's like vassal towns. So we got 3 and 3. I guess LMNOP. So this one's first. So these two flip. And then 3 rebels are going to appear. Is that what they said? 3? Oh yeah, it's the number based on... And this is going to be a problem for us because we don't have a strong army at the moment. We only have 2. So 3 rebels appear. 2 hits on us. We're going to roll against them. This is 2 hits on them. Unfortunately, 2 hits on us wipes us out. So our army gets knocked out. But we do get 2 hits on them. And now we got ourselves a problem. Okay, I got a couple things I have to decide to do. For a free action, I can put this in so I at least get +1 cube here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I have to decide if I'm going to put Henrietta as my new leader. That lets me avoid... See, I may not declare war. I'm going to lose 1 stability. And I have to flip... Yeah, I don't want to lose that stability, so as much as I love this development card, I gotta play him so we don't lose our leader. Those were free actions, so no worries there. These two are great leader cards, but I'm just, I got plenty of cubes out here right now. I'm just waiting for these guys to die, and then they're gonna pop in. So we're good. So now I need to recruit an army and make sure that this is taken care of before they lay siege to the area. And the good news is 4 people haven't passed yet. So one of them is definitely going to pass, which will give me 1 more turn after this. So I have to recruit the army now. And I have to do it somewhere peaceful, like here. And I have only 1 ducat. But what I can do, for example, is I'm going to say 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Right? I could get 5 armies there. As you can see, I could get a lot more. And just go into debt and grab a debt token. And that cost me 1 military cube to do. Alright, so that spared me from losing the stability. It's going to spare me from a lot of things. Alright, then we go around, and Austria is for sure going to pass, triggering the end of the round. France is also going to pass. Then it gets to us, and we're going to take 1 more action. And it's going to be, I'm going to move in, but I'm also going to win. So I'm just going to take my cube back. I'm going to go in here, roll their 3 dice. They did 1 hit to us. We did 1 hit to them. We at least got rid of the rebels, which the advantage here is that by getting rid of the rebels, yeah, I still have unrest here, but even if they do uprise, there's not going to be any liberation. Like, no one's going to be restoring Portugal, or Morocco for that matter. So, getting back to things, that was our last action, and then now we're going to be forced to take an event. So let's figure out which one's best for us. This one obviously has more money. Pick an independent realm with 1 or more marriage, flip it. There's not that many. Take a free declare war action. Targeting only that realm. Or lose 2 victory points and gain 4 cubes. Yeah, I don't know if I want to... I definitely don't want to declare war. That causes me to lose a point because it'll be a white piece. Place a counter-reform token in central Italy. Ooh, yeah, we're going to choose this one. So I get 2 ducats. Let's make sure I don't forget that. The counter-reform token is here. That goes in central Italy. Alright, so counter-reform is coming. What's next? All Catholic PRs must either, and remember the bots always choose the first option. We could just lose 2 points, or we can enact counter-reformation. We can pay 3 admin, or lose 1 civility to adopt counter-reform as state religion, and place it in our capital area. Oh, gosh. If it was anything but the 3 admin, I would have been able to easily afford this. And I definitely don't want to lose the stability over it. Here's what stinks. We actually have a quest for this. Oh, I accomplished this quest. My apologies. This was done a long time ago. We have 3 provinces in northern Morocco. So somewhere in here we would have gained a cardinal. I'll just put it there. We gained 4 points. And then that unlocks 3A, which may already be out. It is. Okay, so this one. The state religion has to be counter-reformed. But see, then we need to own 4 provinces in all these places that we don't even have, like all the way up in the lowlands of the Netherlands. This is all Netherlands stuff. All your areas and 3 HRE elector areas are Catholic. So I have to be counter-reformed, and those have to be Catholic. And then I gain a stability and a cardinal. I mean, you do get 6 points, so that part is pretty awesome, but the setup for this is horrible. I'm going to choose to lose 2 points, because I don't want to lose the stability. Everybody else chooses option A. So they're going to pay 3 cubes, and if they can't do that, they're going to get an unrest, and put a counter-reformed out. So we're going to start with France. They can't afford to pay 3 cubes, so they gain an unrest. And C. And oh, I keep forgetting that England has a claim there. Wow, is this hard to do? Alright, so counter-reformed is actually going to appear in their capital. So it's going to be there. Alright, that was France. Now we go to Austria. They can't afford 3 cubes either. So, just looking at all their letters. This one flips. They have Protestant in their capital, so that's going to flip to counter-reformed. And technically speaking, whoops, I got to put it on their board as well. So right there you see Catholic. They're actually counter-reformed. Counter-reformed. England is somehow counter-reformed now. And so is Poland. And I actually took the time to do that. So, oh, I shouldn't have stopped. So Poland's capital. I'm going to put that on there. And then England there. Okay, so what an interesting event that was, and we're not done. Attrition happens, and this is only anybody that's at war in an enemy area. which is Austria. So Austria is going to lose 1, 2, 3, 4 troops. England, they only had 2 cubes. They would not have ended when they did. They would have sieged with their cubes. That's what I'm trying to emulate here. So they would at least taken 2 of the spots, as much as they could. And then now, yeah, they're going to lose 4 units. And they get an unrest. It would have been their lowest tax area, actually. So it would have been one of these. I'm just going to do that one. Keep it simple. Great. They got unrest. Poland gets unrest, which will be down here. And then Austria gets unrest because nobody was able to pay the cubes. Oh, we already did theirs. Okay. Wow, what an event. We're not even done. Green and orange now. So orange is expanding again. They have nowhere to go. They could start going into these areas. Yeah, that's what they would do. They're going to go into Kastamonu. And then green's off the map. Okay, so now we're at the end of the round. And then this happens. Oh, I'm sorry, the squares die. Or get sick. So this one dies. Alright, so arguably speaking, as long as this was not a square, when I played that last, because that was my turn, right? That was my event. As a free action, I could have fired that advisor before it died. Because why would I not do that? It's a free action. Okay, now we can do this. So the vassal thing happens again, which that hurts us a lot. So these 3 are flipping. Well, no, it'd be the same 3. They're just already at unrest, and then, yeah, we're going to have another battle against 3. So here's them. They hit us for 1. Here's us. We hit them for 3. So we killed all 3 of them, but they killed 1 of ours. So more unrest would have come up here because of the vassal problem. Now blue and purple, and then the circles die. Now the circle, I guess you could have argued I would have done the same thing, but I have to be careful. Because, yeah, okay, by putting this circle here, I'm actually causing him to get sick right away. Yeah, I'm just going to leave them in my hand, both of them. I'm just going to let them die. This is the one time where I actually have a lot of cubes here, so I don't need to be greedy. It's best just to let this guy die. Both of them. and then just replace them next round. It also means I don't have to pay their upkeep. So that is a much better option, given the fact that these were going to happen. And all this was public knowledge. Like, if you sat down and really thought about it, you could have figured it all out. Blue and purple happen now. So here's the blue. They've been expanding in the New World like mad, because there's a D. There's a G. There's an E here. So they're going to expand there. Blue is also expanding here. I think they're going to interfere with Austria there. And then purple. They're going to go into B. And take there. I actually think this would be a very fun country to play, Denmark. Because you have like a nice little NPR area to expand in behind you. You are going to eventually run into Muscovy if they're a player nation, or Poland. But it's still like, you get some nice tax base. And then you also have a good opportunity to get some new world action in. You don't even have to touch the HRE. They're almost like a defensive barrier for you. And maybe even do some England takedown or something. Very interesting. Okay. I believe we are done. Move Castaspellian truces, NPR invasions. None of those happen. I'm thinking, but yeah. Rebels siege or move. I don't think there's any rebels on the board. We took care of that. Peace. Okay. Ottomans are forced into a white peace again with these guys, so they lose a point. They're also going to lose their alliance. This is the weird thing. Austria didn't destroy everything, but they would still go to peace and remove their claim. They took the one province, and that was it. Who else? This alliance goes away. England had a similar situation. These will flip over, and they go to peace. Lose their claim. And so Austria would have scored 2 points, and England scores 2 points. I don't think anybody else was at war, so that should cover it. Prestige penalties. That's the part that would have really hurt us hard. I'm sorry, the interregnum would have hurt us hard. Religious dissent. There's going to be a lot of this. Now, for us, it's here, so we're going to get Marrakesh flipping over. That's the only place for us. For them, the Ottomans actually did have unrest. I think I missed that when they drew their card. Selenik flips. Poland has it everywhere. Now they have counter-reformed. So Krakow flips. Austria is going to have Austric flip. England, Oxford flips. And France, Limousin flips. Roll rebel dice. So for us, oh, hold on. gain or remove unrest. So Austria gets to remove one, and it's going to be this one. It's higher tax base. And remember, they get to remove one because they're cube. They have two ideas. We have stability, so we get to remove one as well. I'm going to remove the one in the New World. If anything happens here, I have an army that it's at least going to deal with it. Now we roll rebel dice. I'm going to roll for myself first. I'm going to exhaust 2 manpower. I get it back though. I just go there. I'm going to get it back. Okay, France is going to roll 5. England's going to roll 5. Austria 1. Poland 5. Ottomans 1. So let's do Austria. Ottomans. Both of them have rebellions. Oh, Ottomans actually rolled 2. So let me come back and take care of that. Ottomans are going to lose a cube. Okay. That's actually a small town. Alright. Now let's do France. Two of them come back and 2 of them rebel and they lose a cube. Holy cow. Alright. So 2 come back and 2 rebel. So the 2 that come back are going to be these 2. The 2 that rebel, well, there's 1 here. Nope. 2 of them here. Those are going to come back. They lost the cube. England. 2 rebellion, lose a cube. They can't lose a cube. Wow, where's the rebellion going to be? Technically, it's up here. It's lower tax base. And Poland. They're going to lose a cube and 2 unrest. Alright, very interesting. They do, like, the Roll Rebel dice comes after the prestige penalties, but if they had actually a rebellion and that was intact at this point, they would lose points for the tax base of the whatever the rebellious state is. Alright, continuing on, we're going to do our end game. I like to do the scoring first. So France, for example, is going to get 3 points for being Curia controller. They get 1 for being the most horrible HRE emperor of all time. Now we get to grab our income. Oh, and we get to remove... We did that. We did our free one. So for our income, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm still at 11. And I make making 28, and 5 is 33, 35. So this makes me go to 25, 24. That puts me all the way up to 27. So we're doing great. Then I get 1, 2, 3 cubes plus the one more. I get 1, 2 cubes, and I just get 1 over here. And all of these are out. Okay, so a lot of weird stuff. Like, I need to go take out pirates before I can really do trade actions again. I want to explore before I can really do some other stuff again. I have 1 colonial claim, so we are going to get to put a colonist out. Our manpower is 10, 19. Which is fine. And then we got to set up everybody else. So this always takes a while. This is 13. We can put their army over here. 13. And then 1, 2, 3. And the cards. $10, $13, $15. Done. Nine. $23. Well, that's it. No more infantry in here. 5, actually 10, 15. Oh, I gotta put 4 back. Okay. I think I got everybody caught up there, so then it just becomes a matter of what did I miss? I've been trying to remove the alliances as I go. First player marker I did as soon as we ended. Okay, we're at the end. This is the final round of Age 2. So I think it is going faster. A little. So here's 1, 2, 3. Flip, flip, flip. One of these is going to be ours. Because I don't think we had our event yet. So you do have a right to know what your event should be. And it's going to be this one right here. So the Portuguese crown. So we would gain 2 cubes in Portugal. If they have a royal marriage with Portugal, and the most cubes, they gain an alliance. That's interesting. So that would allow you to subjugate them, which we already have done. So, neener neener there. Or we could just gain a point and 2 cubes, which is of course what we might do. And the 322 Felipe is okay. It's a decent. He's half decent. Alright, so he's coming. And then as you can see, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on here. And we got Elizabeth coming. And yes, this is funny. And Jeff Epstein never visited small girls. Okay. New round. Here's what I have in my hand. As you know, I'm going to be playing both of these because I need new leaders. So I actually need everything. So here's our new card. It would have been nice to get that development back. This one's not awful. We definitely need, because of the vassal rebelling against us, we need subjugation. And of course I don't have it here. Do I have it in the top 5? 1, 2, 3. It's actually the 4th and 5th card. So I'm okay now. So let's just draw another one. And we'll come over here. Take a better look at him this way. So we got some, well, these are duplicates. But we can get rid of at least 2 of our cards. So, I can get rid of these 2, for example. And in doing so, get that subjugation card. That's going to be our action starting this game. And we're going to use these cubes plus some money to get that subjugation action going. Because we've got to put a lot of cubes on Portugal. And in doing so, we're going to make ourselves look really, really good. I'm going to move all these armies that I haven't recruited over here on the right side. And I may start using that where this is available and this is just used anywhere down here. Okay, so also, I've been avoiding it, but let's get these going. And technically speaking, we have we get a cool shiny medallion as well. I'll put it right here. So the good thing is once we annex Portugal, we're going to get some massive revenue boost. We're going to grow in power immensely. So that is for sure our top priority for this round, is to do that. And then of course we have our event card that we know is coming. So I owe 6 ducats for the 3 cards. And I'm going to end it here. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome.